Now, cast your minds back to summer 2001 when we were all singing along to Shaggy's It Wasn't Me and obsessing with watching a group of strangers live in total isolation in the second series of Big Brother. Well, 19 years after winning that series, Brian Dowling had to cope with a whole other kind of isolation after being separated from his US husband Arthur during lockdown. The couple have since reunited, and Brian is joining us live from his home in Ireland today. Hi, Brian. How are you doing?
Hello, ladies. How are you? Greetings from Ireland. It's very sunny here today. The weather's good, so we're happy.
Oh, I hope
is there something you want to tell us? I can see a cot behind you.
Yes, we have some exciting news. No, I'm in my nephew Harvey's nursery, his bedroom, because the lighting in here, and it's very quiet. I have a lot of family.
But you have been talking babies, I hear.
Yes, Arthur and I will be married 5 years in July. It's gone by so quickly. And we are adamant we want to start a family. We were living in LA for a while. Arthur was there for 2 years. I was there for a year. And we started the ball rolling on our options. And it's been difficult here in lockdown to do anything about it. But we're back living in Ireland. We're together and we're trying to find a home, start a family. I'm 42, so I hope I've not left it too late.
Well, I was 42. We were 42.
We were 42. So which option are you going for?
Yeah.
Well, one of us was pro-surrogacy, one of us was kind of, pro-adoption, and we both agreed now on the adoption, and that's the one we are going to focus on together and kind of see where that leads us. I've 6 sisters, I've loads of nieces and nephews. Arthur wants 3 boys. I'd be happy with 1 healthy, bouncing baby, boy or girl, but 3 is a lot. I think 3 is a lot.
Why did you make the decision to move away from surrogacy towards adoption? Was it Arthur that in particular was keen on that?
Yes, Arthur, is Armenian, and he grew up and, found it very, very difficult being an immigrant and moving to Europe from Armenia, and they struggled a lot. And Arthur's kind of idea, his feelings were, why pay so much money, to make a baby when you can adopt so many that are out there, looking for parents. So we talked about it, and we agreed on it.
Is Arthur there with you today?
He's here sitting on the seat. Harvey's.
Can we say hi?
Hey, little hello.
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 Oh, gorgeous.
He has amazing hair. Hey, now listen, speaking of amazing hair, Housewives of Cheshire, they've got some fine bonnets on them. You're hosting the Real Housewives of Cheshire reunion. That's tonight on ITV at 9 o'clock. I mean, I know what it's like, obviously, trying to keep the loose ladies in check. What is it like trying to keep the ladies of Cheshire in check?
Let me tell you, it's something I try and do on every reunion, but these ladies, if they have a point or they want to get something off their chest, they'll say it no matter how many times I say, stop, can we move on? And that's what I love about them. They're all I admire anyone that goes on reality TV, and puts every aspect of their life out there. And that's what these ladies do. And they do it in such a kind of ballsy, confident way, and I admire that. But the reunions do get quite loud. Like, we could shoot for maybe 4 or 5 hours. You will see like about 45 minutes of that. And it's full on. But I remember when I heard they were doing a reunion, I was adamant I wanted to host the show. I went to Amanda at ITV and remember Heidi at Monkey Kingdom, because I love what Andy Cohen does in the American franchise. And I was like, give me this. I want this gig. And thankfully I did. It's so calm. It's flamboyant. It's bold. It's a bit bitchy. It's a bit like me.
Well, now talking of reality television, lockdown must be a doddle for you because you were in the Big Brother house, weren't you?
Yeah, I've thankfully done Big Brother twice on 2 occasions. And I'm finding this lockdown is way easier. On Big Brother 19 years ago, we had no concept of time, obviously no mobile phones. There was no hair dryer, straighteners, nothing to iron your clothes with. Lockdown is quite easy. You've got thankfully my husband, I've got my family, loads of food, I've got Netflix, I've got a mobile phone. But actually Big Brother in a way is a bit like lockdown. So it kind of prepared me. We've been in lockdown. I've been in lockdown now since March. I came off Dancing with the Stars here in Ireland and then went into lockdown, I think around St. Patrick's Day. So it's been a while. We're starting to kind of open up here and kind of get back to normality, whatever normality is from here on.
Yeah. No, you Sorry, Brian. You stayed in Ireland, obviously at the beginning of lockdown, because you were doing Dancing with the Stars, and you actually made history, didn't you?
Yes, done Dancing with the Stars. I cannot dance. My dancing is dreadful. And when I joined the show, I was adamant that if I wanted a male partner, even from the start, or when we do switch up week here, if I was still on the show at week 6, where you swap partners. And thankfully I was, and I danced with an amazing professional, Kai Witherington, a British guy. There he is. He was 6 when I won Big Brother. And when I heard that, I was, he was only 6. We done Quick Step. And I remember, even now when I talk about it, I get goosebumps. It's like everyone just stood up in the studio audience. It was an amazing, and I'm so glad that I was part of that.
Yeah.
And I was adamant when I joined that would happen, and thankfully it did. It was great.
There's something I want to quickly ask you about, Brian. I think it sounds like such a fascinating idea. This your podcast that you do, which deals with grief. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I sadly, lost my mom. When I talk about my mom, sorry, I sometimes still get a bit choked up. My mom was my best friend, and my mom passed of sudden adult death syndrome. So my mom, was not sick. I was in Los Angeles. I spoke to her on the phone, and I told her I would speak to her in the morning. And she passed away, sadly, 8 hours later, without any warning. I'm one of 7, so my mom was my best friend. I'm the only boy. We had a very unique relationship, and being gay, she, was so supportive of me, and, going on national television like Big Brother. And I remember during the referendum over here, she was adamant that it would pass and that her son would be able to get married, and thankfully it did. I really struggled with grief and not knowing what to do, and I sat down with my friend Donal, and we came up with the concept of Death Becomes Him, which is my podcast. It went #1 over here. I was thrilled. I've done 7 episodes where other people in the public eye, and Nikki Byrne done one, Nikki from Westlife done one, and we chat about grief and the loss of a parent, and how do you grieve? Are there any rules? And I recorded it from December up until March, and I'm going to do another season of that later in the year, and it really helped.
And Brian, you've helped so many people. We've sadly run out of time right now, but we would love to carry on with you. We're going to say bye-bye to you, but we're back tomorrow.